Books are a vital part of our society. I know each and every one of you has read a book, whether it be for school or not, and whether it was recently or not, but none of that matters. We learn so much from books and rely on them so heavily for our education. Print books should be used in place of ebooks. There are some main reasons why print books should be used instead of ebooks, including health benefits and cost benefits. Print books seem to have fallen out of fashion, but there are many benefits to using print books instead of ebooks, including one that is very important to our health. One of the most important benefits that is seen with print books is the amount of strain that they don't put on our eyes. Many people know that blue light is emitted from electronic devices like computers and smartphones and can have detrimental effects on our eyes if they're used for more than 2 hours a day. According to the Vision Council, 80% of adults in the United States have reported using electronic devices for more than 2 hours a day, and 67% of them have reported that they use 2 or more devices simultaneously. The Vision Council also states that 70% of American adults report their children using devices for more than 2 hours a day. A number of these adults also report having symptoms like eye strain, dry eyes, headaches, blurred vision, and neck and shoulder pain themselves or their children experiencing it, as can be seen in the diagram here. Back when Beck Whitten, in an article for the University of Florida, states that our eyes are not made for reading tiny text on small screens with super bright lights. This is what causes the strain and the headaches that you get after using your phone or sitting at a computer for hours on end. An article in the Washington Post called "Teens Spend Nearly 9 Hours Every Day Consuming Media" details, as is said in the title, how much time teenagers truly spend on their phones and other devices. 9 hours a day is an extremely long amount of time. All the information that has just been given is data for the average user of these devices, meaning they use them for work or for entertainment. People already spend too much time per day using technology, and it is already having negative effects on our health. Adding ebooks into the equation is only going to make it worse, considering, especially for high school and college age students, concerning they often spend hours and hours on end studying and reading. Another benefit of buying and using print books is the cost. This is a factor that is very important, especially to college students like us, when we're looking to get textbooks that we need, and we want them for the lowest possible price. Print books are not as obviously better in this scenario as they were in the first. Price is something that varies based on the book, the edition, where you buy it, when you buy it. And this is something where people generally think ebooks are cheaper, but that's not always the case. Ebooks do have a specific advantage in this category, which is the idea that they have a more stable and consistent price than is what is seen with traditional print books, as stated by Sarah Dunlap in an article for Penny Hoarder. She conducted a study where she investigated the prices of 6 best-selling books from a variety of different retailers. Dunlap found that prices vary considerably. For 3 books, the ebooks were cheaper, and for 3 books, the print books were cheaper. But there's also another important factor to be taken in consideration for this, because print books can be found at resale shops, or you can buy them used for cheaper than what it would be to buy them new, and often this is significantly cheaper than even what the ebook would cost. And another thing with print books is that you can sell them back after you're done and make back some or even all of the money that you paid for them. A big part of the cost for ebooks is that people are willing to pay for the convenience of getting the book and using them. Textbooks specifically are often significantly cheaper to rent or even buy used print books than the ebook version. One last major benefit of print books is the ease of use. Scholastic said print books are better for keeping students' attention. They also describe how print books are better for children who need a hands-on approach to learn because they can have the physical book in their hands and flip through the pages and see their progress as they work their way through the book. Print books also make it easier for students because it is easier to take notes in the margins and underline things and highlight and bookmark pages of important things that they want to go back to. Some of these features are available for ebooks, but they're often not very easy to use and they distract from what you're actually reading as you're trying to figure out how to highlight what you think is important. Keeping the student's attention is a very important, often very difficult task for teachers, and print books just make that a little bit easier because you never know if a student is actually looking at their textbook on their iPad or if they're playing games or doing something else. It's just a lot easier for students to get distracted if they have a tablet in front of them instead of a physical print book with pages. Ebooks do have some aspects that you cannot find in traditional print books. One of these main things is that they're very portable. You can store hundreds of books on a single device that only weighs a couple pounds. One of the major downsides of print books is that they're very heavy and hard to travel with. A student in Atlanta named Allie Jeffe had her backpack weighed for an article with CNN, and it weighed 23.5 pounds because of all the books she had to carry around. This is her in the picture. There is no real solution for this. This is one of the downsides of print books. Schools can do this mostly affects high school and even college age students. Schools can do some things and make sure there are lockers available to students and that they have enough time in between classes to go back to their lockers, but it's just in the nature of print books to be very heavy and bulky, and there's not really anything you can do about that. But the benefits of using print books, as mentioned before, outweigh the difficulty of carrying them around. Ebooks are also favored by the older generation for the same reason that they are easy to carry around and portable, and for other factors that help with the accessibility of the books, such as the ability to zoom. There are print books that come in large text, so if that's the issue, that there is a way to solve that problem. But in some cases, ebooks may be a better option for people who have disabilities or who are elderly and need the ability to make the text very big and things like that. But they are often not a better option for the younger generation, especially students, as we've mentioned before. Print books are actually preferred by millennials, according to both Alexis Blue and Lucy Hanley. They feel like millennials or younger generation feel like the feel of having physical books and being able to display their accomplishments, and that is not, you can't do that with ebooks, as is shown by the picture. Hanley states that they prefer them because of the availability and the shareability of print books. Not all books that are available or in print have an ebook form, and in some cases the author may even prevent digital forms from being made, such as the case with J.D. Salinger, the author of The Catcher in the Rye. The younger generation also likes the ease of being able to share print books, as being able to give them to a friend or share the same books while studying. Print books should be used in place of ebooks in almost all cases, and especially in school. They have health benefits, such as not harming the eyes any further than is already being done by technology. They can also even have cost benefits because they can be found used and for cheaper prices. Print books also help students to stay focused on the book and keep them from getting distracted. Print books are not always the best, such as in their contribution to heavy backpacks and the accessibility for the older generation, but these do not make up for the benefits of using print books.